Hello, and welcome to day 17 of 100 Days of Soulforce. My name is Joseph Arnold, and today we're going to be talking about one of the questions that my students most often bring to me, which is about posture and why having good posture sometimes hurts. Like how to find the right kind of posture that actually works for your body. This is kind of a fun question for me, and there's also a lot of really nutty ideas out there I find about what good posture actually means, and a lot of ideas that really aren't that helpful. So today we're going to be clearing up some of these ideas, like what actually works, what actually doesn't, and why. And I'll be giving you some experiential exercises to do at home. Well, not really exercises, but ideas to try that will help you find a new kind of posture, and that will actually feel really good in your body, feel good to be upright, not like trying to be upright. And then at the end, I'll be sharing with you some of the deeper implications of what good posture is and what's like on the other side of good posture in terms of soul force, and why it's important for becoming a soul force artist and just like a person in the world. Okay, so again, my name is Joseph Arnold. I'm a violinist and Alexander Technique teacher and founder of the Soul Force Arts Academy. And a lot of my students who are coming to me for Alexander Technique lessons are musicians and other kinds of performers, and one of the most common questions that they have is like, what's going on with my posture? When I go like this, I've always been told, shoulders back, chest out, but somehow that hurts. And it feels good to slump, but then that hurts too. Where's the middle ground? And I can see them all do all this wiggling kind of stuff, where they're trying to find something that's comfortable and upright. And this is made tricky because of some of the ideas that we have in our culture around posture. One is even just that word, posture. It's a static idea. Once you get yourself in the right position, then you're good, right? Wrong. We are meant for movement. Our bodies are meant for movement. Our muscles don't like to stop moving. There's a subtle kind of movement that's continually happening in your body when things are working well. And you can see this, especially with little kids. They're always in movement. And, they don't have that knot in their shoulder, right? And yet their posture is perfectly upright. So even the idea of posture, the idea of alignment, I do not like this idea. Because again, the word alignment connotes a static endpoint. Maybe not a point in that case, but a line. But even then, where are there any straight lines in the body? Where is there anything that's stopped moving? Even the idea of like pulling a string from your head. I do not like this idea. Because it gets you moving in kind of a narrow, pointed way with a static endpoint. And there's this linear kind of quality of movement that happens with all of these. And the result of all of these, the reason I don't like any of these ideas is because they make your body tighter in the end. And that's uncomfortable, right? When your muscles are tight, are they in movement or have they stopped moving? Right? So when your muscles are tight, they're more static, and that's what hurts. So if you want to avoid bodily discomfort, musculoskeletal discomfort, then what we're looking for here is not the right position. It's not the right alignment. It's not a set and forget kind of thing. It's about the quality of movement. Are you getting more free? are you getting more tight? That's the question. Okay, so let's do this together. There's a distinction between quality of movement and even direction of movement. Okay, so quality, free versus tight. So why don't you just think about letting your body be free for a moment. Just notice what that's like. You could even move around a little bit and just attend to a quality of freedom in your body. Whee! Okay, and now make your body tight while you do that. So move around and make your body tight. Okay, that's a pretty clear difference, right? There's also up versus down. So there's up, there's lots of other directions, but we'll keep it simple. Up and then down. So up is more like, sitting up straight, being tall, whatever, upright, and then down is more like the slump. And the slump gets a bad rap in our culture. Maybe I'll do a whole couple of videos on the slump because I have a lot of compassion for the slump, quite honestly. Sometimes you just need to slump, and it's okay. One of the reasons we do slump is because it feels good to let go of being overly up. So let's diagnose this. Many of these posture ideas involve pushing yourself, forcing yourself up. So that's tight and up. Let's do that together. Good posture. This is what it typically looks like. The military thing, chest out, shoulders back, sit up straight. How many times have you been told to sit up straight in your life? Stand up straight. And, how does that affect how you treat yourself? Now, how does that affect your body? Does your body get tighter or freer when you stand up straight? Okay, so that's up and tight. Let's also do down and tight. Okay, so that's really squeezing down. That's not going to feel very good either. And oftentimes when people have a slump, it's not always they're being free and down. Sometimes it is. But oftentimes it's this protective, tighten down kind of thing. And that's really what hurts. What might hurt your back and shoulders. So we also have free and down. A little more like this. That can feel pretty good if you have a sofa to slump down on. But there isn't a quality of readiness there. And so our final option here is free and up. So a couple ideas for that are to relax up. Normally in our culture, we think of relaxing down. But what if you were to relax up? Or what if you were to slump up? A student came up with that idea recently. I was very grateful for that idea. I learned so much from my students. Oh, it feels like slumping up. Oh, yeah, I like that idea. There's a release upwards. How about that? Releasing your body, slumping upwards. And just notice what that's like. Why don't you move around a little bit and slump upwards as you move around. If you have your phone with you, why don't you look at your phone and slump upwards as you look at your phone. All right, get your coffee or your tea or whatever you have there and slump upwards while you take a sip. Okay, so that's something you can play around with in your daily life where it might really make a difference. So you're going to have great posture, you're going to, insofar as you're upright, but you're not going to have the downsides of what we normally think of posture as being, which is very tight. All right, so when you're, oh goodness, so a lot of you will be into yoga and other movement modalities, or maybe even something like ballet, where there are times when you're called upon to do something up and tight. All right, so what you want to do is do it in the yoga class, do it in the ballet class or whatever, but then don't do it while you're washing your dishes. Because if you keep holding your body tight, what's that going to do to your body? Right? These are, in ballet, it's an aesthetic choice to be up and tight. In yoga, there can be like an energetic thing that happens. And neither of those things are like functional, sustainable while you're washing your dishes, while you're driving around. You don't want it to make it into a subconscious habit where you're always like pushing against yourself, right? So this gets to some of the deeper implications of posture, which is, it's so often just another manifestation of the war against the self. The war against the self is a story, comes from a story that we have about ourselves, which is that the self is bad and must be fixed. Like original sin. And we see it all the time, like with dieting. Your appetites are going to hurt you. You better control yourself. Our ideas of morality, that human beings are basically evil and prone to crime and just want to get out to hurt each other. But thank goodness we have these laws and strict moral codes to keep people from doing that. So it's like working against our inner nature. And posture is just another idea that has been co-opted by the war against the self, or can be within that framework, where like my body is somehow inherently wrong, therefore I have to fight against my body. How well is that going to work? Is that sustainable? Does that feel good? Does that let you do what you want to do better? Is it functional? How does that feel for your heart? How does that feel in your soul to be fighting against yourself all the time? Is that what's going to help you perform really expressively? If you have this inner conflict? Is this what's going to help you tap into Soulforce while you play, teach, or whatever you do? It's counterintuitive because we typically think of posture as being something that helps us function better. But if you're getting tighter, then it's just getting in the way. Position is not the North Star. Posture is not the North Star. Alignment is not the North Star. It's fluidity, freedom of movement. If you're moving freely, great. Doesn't matter necessarily what position you're in. You look at babies again, right? They're just going all over the place, totally free, no back problems. Right? It's not the position, it's the quality of movement. So ask yourself today, am I moving more free or more tight right now? You just ask yourself, just keep asking yourself throughout the day, am I getting more free or more tight? What about when writing? Am I getting more free or more tight? What about when on the phone? Am I getting more free or more tight? What about when you're talking or making dinner or driving or reading or playing music or listening to your podcast, whatever it is? Just keep asking yourself that. This is the first step to get sensitive to what's happening in your body. Okay, so that's your homework. Very good. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it useful. And if so, you can click a like button, I guess, or subscribe. That would be fun to be able to reach you. And if you wanted to reach me, and you can go to my website, josepharnold.com. You can check out my blog and sign up for my newsletter there if you'd like. don't know. I think that's enough for today. Yeah, okay. See you next time.